In this week's Parashat Ki Tezeh, we have a parasha that's jam-packed with mitzvot. It's actually the parasha with the most amount of mitzvot of any parasha. There are 74 mitzvot in the parasha, and a couple of them are like very short, one pasuk, giving you a certain law. So I heard a beautiful musar idea on one of the halachot in the parashas. If you open up to Perek Kav Gimel Pasuk Kaf Hey, so the Torah tells us the following halacha. Ki tavo bekerem re'echa. If a person goes out into his fellow's field. Now, Rashi comes along and tells us, the pasuk is talking about a worker. So if a worker is in the owner's field, he's in the owner's vineyard. And he says you should eat the grapes, enjoy, partake of the grapes. Kenafshecha, says Rashi, take as much as you want, enjoy the field, but don't do achila gasa, do it till you're full. Don't have like gross overeating, but you can go into the vineyard of your owner while you're working the field and take as much as you want. The el kelyacha lo titen, but there's one rule. Into your vessel, into your container, you can't put him in the kli and take it home with you. While you're working, the owner cannot tell you, no, you can't eat, you can't take it. You can take as much of the grapes as you want, pick them off the vines, but you can't take it home with you afterwards. You can eat whatever you want there. And the Gemara comes along and teaches us a bunch of little halachot, that this applies actually to all fields. If you're with apples, with pears, you can take, while you're working, you can take what you like, just don't put it in a kli and take it home. Okay. So I heard the following Dvar Torah. As Rabbi Yamin Goldsmith is quoting a rabbi named of Moshe Avigdor Amiel in his Sefer Drashot El Ami. This was a rabbi, he's a Talmid of Chaim Soloveitchik, and was ultimately a chief rabbi of Tel Aviv. He died in 1946. He probably had a very interesting history here and there in the early years before the state. But he says the following idea. He takes our pasuk and he learns it as a mashal. He says as follows. If you open up Yeshayahu. If you open up Isaiah, this is the first pasuk in Perek Hey. So in Yeshayahu, it says as follows: Ashira na le'ididi. I'm going to sing a song to my beloved. Shirat dodi lecharmo. It's going to be my beloved song concerning his vineyard. Hayal dadik bekeren ben shamen. My beloved had a vineyard in this fertile land, and it goes on to discuss this lover, which is a reference to God and God's vineyard. So says this Rav Amiel. He says that the vineyard, God is the owner of the vineyard. The vineyard is this world. So Yeshayahu was saying God is compared to the owner of a vineyard, and the vineyard is the world. Okay, so now let's go back to our pasuk. So what does our pasuk say? Hashem brought us into this world, and Hashem says, go, eat, enjoy the physical world, take pleasure in it. Take pleasure. Now, sovecha, don't overeat, don't do too crazy, but as much as you think you need, enjoy the world. The world was meant for us to enjoy it. But, says this Rav Amiel, there's two things we can't forget. There are two stipulations we have to always keep in mind. Number one, you can eat the grapes, but only when you're working the field. As Rashi tells us, you have to be a poel. You have to be a worker for the owner. If you're not working for the owner, you can't just like walk off the street, walk into a vineyard and start picking grapes off the vines. It doesn't work that way. If you're working for the owner, you can eat as much as you want. If we're working for HaKadosh Baruch Hu's vineyard, if we're doing the Torah, we're learning Torah, we're doing the mitzvot, we're serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we're working for God, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, go, enjoy. We can't steal. A random person comes in, he's stealing from the vineyard. But if you're a worker, if we're workers for HaKadosh Baruch Hu in his world, we're serving God, we can eat, we can enjoy. But then the second thing we can't forget, ve'el kel yachal titen, and into the container, you can't put it. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. This physical world is olam hazeh, is ad 120, it's till 120. We're not saying don't think towards our children, don't think about security. No, we have to play things safe and think towards our kids and that. But recognize and realize the world is temporary. Enjoy the physical world. The el kel yachal lo titen, but you can't take it with you. Shabbat shalom.